Good morning, guys. Welcome to Pate's Performance Weekly Live. Hope you guys are doing well. This has been one heck of a week as far as weather. I don't know how you guys are, but here on Long Island, we've had extreme heat and extreme rain, and it's been like a wrecking ball of emotions when you have weather like that. Oh my God. Good for the grass and good for nothing else.
Bad for the basement.
Yep, that's true too. Bad for the basement. I feel like also, like when it's supposed to rain, it's supposed to break up the heat. That is definitely not the case. I feel like either compacted it or it just stayed the same. So it has done absolutely nothing for us. So I hope you guys are managing well, staying hydrated, taking care of yourself, because that is really, really important in times like these for sure.
And checking on anyone who's like much older who really doesn't have anyone to check on them. Like my Aunt Tessie, who's over 100. I made sure I checked on her this week. And thank gosh she's doing good. Even if you have a neighbor who is maybe on their own, just give them a little doorbell ring. I love how, so in New York, we have PSEG. I love how PSEG sent out reminders this week. And I totally get it if you're not at home, but they don't clarify. And some of our much older senior citizens don't understand that they're not referring to them. Because I overheard at the library two women, and they were like definitely in their older 80s. They were like, we have to turn our air conditioners down. PSEG said that we have to have them at almost 80 because our PSEG sent out a reminder this week, crank up your air conditioners to 78, 80 degrees. That is only if you're not in the house. And I felt so bad. And I literally went over to these two women and I was like, are you home while you're doing this? And she was like, yeah, they want us to conserve energy. And I'm like, no, not if you are home. If you are home, you enjoy that air conditioning. Let the rest of us conserve that energy. Because the two of them literally escaped the library because they were so hot at home and they had air conditioning. So check on the old elders out there. I felt so bad for those two women. So
check on your day laborers who work outside.
Yes, absolutely. We are firm believers. Anytime we've ever had work done at our home, even in not hot temperatures, I am big on, do you want drinks? Are you thirsty? I know they come with their own, but hey, kindness goes a long way.
A little bit of courtesy goes a long way, right? We were having work done on the house, and we opted to have additional work done on the house, and they said no, which is fine. We understand. But then she came out. I wasn't home with the cooler full of drinks in the whole nine, and they did the additional work, and they're coming back. So, like I said, a little bit goes a long way. So, in times like these, definitely, like I said, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I really can't stress that, more than enough.
For me, I often think if it's this guy out there, and I often say I can only hope that if he's on the side of a road helping someone, or if he is, out
I need
in
to
the
be
line
helped.
of
I
work.
need to be saved one day.
I believe I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. I think life is full circle. So I kind of believe that, you don't do for others in hopes that they'll help you. I just believe in karma. And I just believe that one day, if this guy's ever in need and super parched, I just hope there's a good, stander by that'll do the right thing for him as well. So, just do the right thing, guys. So, and I know Lawn Mower Detective, I missed your live last night. I am so sorry. But I know, I literally caught it as you were ending. And so I went back, gave it a thumbs up. But he was also saying where he is, and I think that's around Kentucky, it is yucky where he is too. It was like evening, or whenever you were hosting in that I think it was in the evening, it was still 89 degrees. So like, that is what we're working with. So last night I made a little purchase. I got a gift card. My class was very good to us, and we didn't use the gift card when we went on vacation. So last night I used the gift card, and I actually found a second gift card. Don't you love when you find something that you didn't know you had? So Literally, I only had to put in $39 of our own money, and I made a purchase for the mister and I. We have air conditioning in the bedroom, but the mister prefers fan life. So we are upgrading this week. There's a delivery coming for us, and I'm going to thank my kiddos for that one. So kiddos and $39 on us. So yeah, so I'm glad I saved my gift cards, and
Oh my God.
yeah,
Look what Harold wrote.
yeah, I'm reading some of these comments, and you know, guys, we've got guys in shops, guys working at home, guys and gals.
Guys, yep.
Guys, I can even tell you in my line of work, ACs were down, windows getting sealed. When I tell you, pouring. When you're hanging over a little one and they're saying it's raining inside, no, that's me and my sweat mustache. So I can only imagine, listen, I can go in dressed with a lot less than you guys can. And I was sweating profusely, and I'm not really a sweater. So I can imagine what you guys have to wear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you want to say hello to some, we have some really great friends popping in today, as always.
Good morning, Casey. How are you, Bulls? Well, I seen you got a couple of snowblowers in. So did we. This week has been, like I said, one hell of a roller coaster ride. I think I posted it on Instagram. Yes, I posted on Instagram. I came home Sunday from work, and that was a rainy day. And I had a plethora of equipment. And when I see stuff like that, I get stressed. And stress. That is what stress looks like. And it's like good stress, you know? And then between work and then working after work, like overtime, and then this weather, as far as rain, I mean, it gets very frustrating. And I forgot what day it was this week I was working. And in the middle of working outside, you heard a big boom of thunder. And then it just opened up. And then it just, yeah. Oh, and I was ripping and roaring, and internally I was screaming, you know, because I can't get ahead and stuff like that, you know, happens. I can't work inside. So I always have to work outside. So that's what really, you know, kills me. So, you know, still trying to play catch up. I was able to get a few things done. And believe it or not, all the equipment that I got this week or on Sunday, we got another lawn tractor. Still haven't touched it. 2 snow blowers and a lawn mower.
If it's not sensitive, can we talk about that? Because I'll be honest with you, I am so surprised. You know his mentality when one of those comes into the driveway.
Just didn't have the opportunity.
Can we do can we do a sit down on our couch and let's talk?
We broke our mantra, and I don't want to give away content, but I had a mantra for lawn tractors, and we broke it. We broke it 2 times. We broke it 2 times, and it's just the way it is, right? I mean, listen, we all have a rule book. We spoke about this.
Okay.
We all have a rule book, the rules of engagement, right? But once the bullets start flying and things coming, then you kind of throw the rule book out the window, and you kind of go by instinct and your best judgment. So observing what I was going through for the remainder of the week as it came, I think I made the right decision by not dropping everything aside, that I chose to work on everything else but the lawn tractor. I probably would have got things done a little bit quicker, but there was 2 machines. One of the snow blowers I didn't put on the channel, but there were 2 machines that I definitely wanted to vlog. There is a lawnmower. I posted the picture on Instagram that I have never seen before in my life what this individual done or has done to it. And it's just mind-blowing and jaw-dropping. And I don't mind giving away content. This lawnmower was dropped off for repair, and now we own it after a heated exchange because they felt that I was maybe pricey, and 2, they thought that they could just take the lawnmower back without giving me any money. So that's the problem sometimes. I have a minimum bench fee, and I really, really try to enforce it. But, you know, like I said, we always have this consistent battle where people think or assume that if a machine is not running, It needs a tune-up. And me and Bruce Pender, ever since Wu Flu COVID happened, this running joke between us is that we've been seeing a lot of equipment that comes in for repair that's been sitting for God knows how many years. This lawnmower, you guys have to see this thing. You guys, God knows how long this thing was sitting, and it ran. Gas tank was empty. Put gas in it, the thing fired right up, but it was everything else around it that it became an issue. So, you guys, when that video comes out, I think, do you guys assume that they ran the machine like this, or maybe just from sitting? I mean, this is just absolutely, mind blowing. And, this person, I'm very big on text messages and emails and messages through other avenues, because that's documentation. That is support to back myself. And it's also support to make my claims when I put certain things out, to you guys. And this individual refused to exchange anything that involved messaging, strictly phone calls. And yeah, I mean, so it's like kind of like mind blowing. And she was referred to me by somebody else who's been on the channel before, the lady who actually got her lawnmower attacked by a dog that we've seen. She referred this other lady to me for her lawnmower. Now, that other lawnmower that I posted in the community post where she said that a dog attacked it, I don't believe that, for one bit. Does that mean she's supposed to get, a cheaper price? I gave her a price. I mean, that gas tank is very, very pricey, right? Still have to factor in my labor. Doesn't matter, right? You have to have a minimum labor fee, okay? Her air filter cover, an air filter missing. That air filter cover is also pricey too. The machine is due for a tune-up. I gave her a price as well, and she said go for it, but she didn't seem, too happy. All her parts finally came in yesterday. So that's going to be interesting as well. Usually when I get repairs, there's some sort of urgency. She was too cool, calm, and collective, and a little hesitant, when we spoke. And I explained to her, you need to, like I said, when you do any repairs for people, you really need to try your best to educate them so they understand where you're coming from. That the reason why her bill is the way that it is because of her dog, and the machine will always set the truth free. I just don't see it. Some of you guys commented in the comments about what you guys think would happen, and I think you guys are right, and that's why I like posts like these, because I didn't even think some of the things that you said. I thought maybe that something was dropped on it, because we've all done it. And you guys think that maybe something actually physically hit it and nicked it. So that was a pretty good one. A lot of craziness going on with Pate's performance this past week for sure. And but that's the kind of stuff that keeps things interesting. Dealing with the general public, like I said that in my Instagram post, is like a box of chocolates. You will never know what you're gonna get. And I still don't understand to this day why people want to lie about a repair. Just be honest, because then it also helps me, and it doesn't create the possible tension. Because you guys seen, if you lie to your machine and you really get me roosted, I'll call you out on it. You guys seen that before. Because I just want to see if you have the audacity, and there's nothing wrong. It's not a terrible thing. If you have the audacity to lie to me about the state of your machine, then I just want to hear your audacious response to my claim based on what I found in the machine. And that one guy, he didn't even answer me. He just gave me some, what did he say I was? I don't even remember what that guy was. Remember the guy? He had his lawnmower running, and then we pulled it apart, and there was no physical way. What did he say I was? I don't remember.
But I think to answer your question,
which is fine. It just makes for good. Makes for good content and something different every day. I'm not talking bad about them. I'm just saying that we're due to some sort of monotony of the same thing happening over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get these machines and these individuals who drop them off. and it completely breaks everything down apart. And it's just different. And this is a good kind of different, until it's something that really frustrates you, then it's a different story, you know.
I think to answer your question, I think the answer is very simple. And please, everyone, if you have your thoughts, chime in. But I think what you do, what he does, it's no different than any other hobby side business out there. Why do people lie? Why do people lie about what's wrong with their machine? Why do people lie about their car when they drop it off for service? Why do people lie about why their kids are having trouble in school? Why do people lie about something they're returning to a store? Anything that they have to pay to fix, if there's going to be a price tag at the end of the road, when someone calls someone to their house to have something repaired, they're always going to say, yeah, no, it was working just fine until X, Y, and Z. And they're going to minimalize it, right? Why? I think it's easy to figure out. I think by human nature, people believe if they minimalize what's wrong with their machine, their car, their item, their house, whatever it is they're having repaired, fixed, remediated, they think the price tag's going to be less. At the end of the day, someone brings him a machine and makes it a small problem. I think they think in their mind, small price tag. That's where you have to hold true to make sure that you don't set a fee. That looks weird, right? You have to don't set any fees until you diagnose.
Yeah.
And make sure, like he does, he fully explains why he's come to that diagnosis. And he educates them.
And when this video comes out, you know, I didn't take, because this person was very persistent about no messaging, communication, and very persistent that to drop the lawnmower when I'm not home. And they did. And it was just the reason why this thing hit every dot, every T of why it needs to be a certain way. And, you know, some of you guys on Instagram are like, you did the repair already? Because I never seen this problem before. And, you know, when I give an estimate, I leave it open-ended. And maybe just due to all the outside variables, I didn't think to do something open-ended because I didn't know what to do. I mean, I don't want to give away the video.
I love some of the responses that we're seeing in.
Let's go through the chat.
We're seeing some people saying, some people are embarrassed to say that, you know, they lie because they're embarrassed of, you know, what happened to their machine. Maybe they're the reason why their machine is in the state that it's in. Listen, I get it, but things, you know, what do they say? Ish happens, right? So, you know what? Just be honest. Somebody else wrote in, at the end of the day, some people just Google at the end of the day, what could be wrong with their machine? Oh, that sounds like a good reason. And they go with it. Let's be honest. What's another thing that some people try to do? Everybody, and there's nothing wrong with this, right? Everybody tries to be Mr. and Mrs. Fix-It themselves.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And
I actually want people to fix it.
But here's the problem. Then be honest. Be honest before you bring it to your local repair person now. Hey, I did X, Y, and Z first. And you know what? This didn't work out for me. Like I attempted. But if you put your machine into greater disrepair and then you turn around and give some bogus reason why it's in the situation that it is, you're not helping anyone out. Listen, honesty, as we tell little people, honesty is the best policy. At the end of the day, if you have no clue what's wrong, say that too. But if you have been fiddling, putzing, or you're the reason why, say that. Honestly, you'll shave some time off your visit. But we were just about to continue and saying hello to everyone.
Like I said, been a heck of a week.
Yeah.
Good morning, Richard. I hope all is well. Definitely, bring some water when you go to the auction for sure. Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Good morning, Roger McDonald. How are you? Jamie O'Hara, if you are in the chat, or I know if you're listening, you're at work. I got a nice Instagram message from you, so I responded. Just want to make sure you're doing well. Appreciate it. Yeah. Mr. Palmer, good. How are you? I think I saw you last night real quick on the Lawn Mower Detective. I just popped in and out just to say hello when I had the opportunity. Yesterday was like an 18-point-something hour day for me. So it was pretty good. We'll talk about that too. And it had to do with the heat and everything.
And welcome him to the U.S. government. The U.S. government will happily take about half of that from us.
Yeah. Kaiser Dog, good morning. How are you, Hope all is well? Oh, you changed your photo. What a nice collection you got there. Hey, I don't see the Toro anymore.
Is that Kaiser Dog?
That looks like a Honda.
Ooh.
So remember that Toro you found? I guess you moved on. Tell me about your Honda.
I like it.
Good morning, Mr. Fisher. How are you?
How
Long
are
time
you?
no see, but hope all is well.
Mm-hmm.
Mando, how are you? I've seen a couple of your posts on Instagram, so I hope things are well. It seems like things are going well, so hopefully the streak continues. You really scored out on that 0 turn for sure. Jason, use Royal Purple hair gel. Absolutely not. This heat, I was cooking.
Well,
I was cooking. I'm not used to having, the flap in the back. Okay,
were you tempted for a ponytail?
I'm used to having. You guys know I wear the safety glasses with the earbuds built in. I'm used to that when I don't have them in, hitting my ears. At times I thought I had my safety glasses, and it was just my hair soaked, and because it was soaked, it was long and hitting me. So
were you contemplating a ponytail at any point?
Zero.
Well, guys, don't worry. This Wednesday is our anniversary, so he'll have to at least go get trimmed.
Yes.
There's a positive. Oh, you just skipped over a whole bunch. Sorry, guys. He's got a little mousy thing, and he's getting all wild here.
Yeah, there's no such thing as enough. Yeah. AC in the shop would be more.
Can we just sit here and say when windows are shut, this goes everywhere. When windows are shut and there's no AC, these little poopy fans that they put up in the corners of rooms and buildings do this much. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, so we'll talk about weather and the snowball. Good morning,
nice.
William and I. How are you?
Good morning.
You should be nice and AC in your job. You got a nice little gig going on, so you should be doing all right. Another way, still stay safe no matter what. 89 last night and no AC in the truck. So usually at night, right, there is no humidity and it gets a little cooler out. Last night, that was absolutely not the case.
No
Windows open and foot to the floor for sure. Have you ever worked on a still FS90R? Yes.
What are your thoughts since you love working on that?
I don't mind the stills because they make cheap aftermarket carburetors and they work really, really well. Good morning, number 4, MK and a half. Interesting name. If you'd like to elaborate on that, I almost think like some of your names, I feel like are vanity plates and you have to try and break them down. So if you want to share with what your name is all about, where you're from, and do you get snow? Welcome to the channel. You guys are still chatting with each other. I'm having problems, I think, out of my clutch on my still. All right, so usually if there's a clutch problem, you'll hear clickety clanking. Pull it apart and check the springs and the brake shoes. It has gotten so big here in FL, I have to go inside because it's hard to breathe. Yeah, I understand. I want to go find a tractor with a front end loader from the 700. You can find one probably not running, and then that'll be a great project for you, Harold, or just get it and then use it for parts and take what you need and move on with the rest. There's nothing wrong with that. It's been so muggy. Yes, hot and heavy is what we like to call it at the shop.
Soupy.
Even here. Oh, so you're from New York. All right, we are from New York as well. You definitely got to tell us where you're from. Who else could use one of them? And maybe as far as a front end loader, there's nothing wrong with toys. If we ever move from this place, I definitely want to get a mini bulldozer. I have no use for it, but I definitely want to get one, and then I'll figure out uses for it. If you guys ever want to get a chance, look up mini bulldozer. It's like a little go-kart. Very, very cool. Very antique. They don't make them anymore, but very, very cool. Did anyone else see Steve's last video? I take it that it was his wife. So I did not get a chance, but I did see the thumbnail. That's April?
Okay. It is April.
Very nice. They were working on the boat motor. I was busting Steve's chops on Instagram saying that, Musty won, right? He is, in my opinion, the best wrench on YouTube, right? The guy is absolutely fearless. Now, there are other good wrenches on YouTube as well, but nothing to what, Musty compares to. And, Musty will work on anything. And he does the old antique stuff in the boat motor. So Steve has a boat motor. So I says, oh, he's the Canadian version of Musty 1, but with Crocs. Long live Musty. I can't stand Crocs. I'm sorry. They just aggravate me. I'm so overdoing repairs.
Oh,
back to working.
There goes my anniversary present.
Yeah, I know, right? So listen. So this year, I have done more repairs than ever in my small engine, endeavor. And I could care less. I don't care. I get which one way or another. But the problem with me, because the repairs, I wouldn't say you're new to me, but I don't know how to prioritize and find the time to keep up with both. I'm a fix and flipper by nature. And of course, because you can do this stuff, you can also take on repairs, because that's the whole point of fixing and flipping. Sometimes you buy things at a discount or get things for free because they need repair, and you sell them for a profit. Excuse me. Now you have people that bring in repairs, and it kind of throws off your mantra, because you have to take time and dedication, resources from your projects and pour them on to others. So it's very difficult.
Oh, number 4 MK and a half. No, when the mister is going to find out what your name means, and he's going to kick himself, because this is his area of expertise.
Well, MK, I feel it's like British, right? So there's Volkswagen, right? And then MK would be a Spitfire from World War II. There's variants of the planes.
Baby boy's getting somewhere.
So that's 4. That's how I couldn't look at it. But like, I need to go further. Yes,
put the puzzle together, baby
history.
boy.
I am no mechanic, but help me completely understand.
What a compliment. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. So like, again, so people always ask us, we get messages all the time. Why no
greatest compliment?
Why no Amazon wish list? Why no super chats? Why no donations?
Yeah.
Why no PayPal? And some of you guys may know this already, some of you guys may not. Okay. We are,
and no offense to people
and there's
who
nothing
do.
wrong to, we are blue collar, right? And I feel
we have two totally different backgrounds.
Yeah, two totally, but I feel we are blue collar. We are the working class.
We are the working class.
We are the working class, right? Pate's Performance started because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a new snowblower. So I bought a used snowblower. Happened to be I was ripped off, right? So we are all here due to some sort of financial means. Whether like, do you want to take your lawnmower snowblower to a repair shop and pay someone to do it? Or do you want to try and figure it out for yourself, right? So you take that money that you saved by doing it yourself, right? And you can reward yourself for your efforts, because you should pat yourself on the back for completely restoring or fixing your snowblower or something else, or apply it towards something else in your life that you feel needs attention, or you just want to get something else. Like, you have a family. Hey, you know what? I'm supposed to spend about $200-300 on my snowblower. No, I want to take my wife and my kids out to a nice dinner, a nice vacation. Well, my car needs repairs. I was putting off a couple of repairs. The money that I saved doing this, now you can allocate it someplace else in your life. And that's what we want. I'd rather have you guys
invest it.
Yes.
If you're in that point in your life.
Invest the money that you save back into yourself, not into us. This is what Pate's Performance is all about. The comments like these are absolutely priceless, right? And they cost you absolutely nothing. And then I've been getting a couple of comments as well during the week, and I've been getting a lot of good stuff and a lot of good comments. The moment you learn something new is the moment that you can teach something new. So if you ever see somebody in need or help, and they come across the same problem, maybe, just maybe.
The educator in me loves that.
Just maybe you can help them out, just like we have helped you.
Amen.
And just continue that cycle. And that's what we want. We don't want the hard-earned money, the hard-earned time. Put that towards other things. Believe me. This is what it's all about.
Number 4, I'm in education, but we're both very heavy into like preparing for rainy days. To tie into what the mister just said, even if it's not to go out to dinner or a vacation or to invest, there is no greater peace of mind in the world. And I think you can back me up on this one. Even if you saved a couple $100 and you can put that away for a rainy day, or if something comes up in your home that you can't tackle on your own and you need to call out for help. You know how it feels to know that you don't have to tap into that paycheck for that week, or you and your spouse, or you, if it's just you don't have to stress where you're going to come up with the money. because guess what? You fixed your snowblower, so you saved yourself some money. I can't even stress to you financial independence when you don't have to worry that you don't have the rainy day fund somewhere. Even if it's just a couple $100 set aside somewhere, just so you can have some peace of mind that I can do this. I've got the money set aside somewhere. It takes, trust me, I can speak fully myself. It takes a long time getting there.
We had 2 instances this past year where we had to, unexpected, we had to crack open the rainy day fund, right? We needed to get the work done on the house that I couldn't do. I tried. I couldn't do it. Tried. It was just too much. It became a safety issue. And I just, you know what? Sometimes you need to know when to draw a line, right? I did try, and I just couldn't do everything. We had to trim trees and remove a few things. And we have the equipment. You guys know that. It's just we didn't have the equipment for me to get up there in a safe manner. And then also we had our wash machine, or was it the dry? No, our wash machine took a dump, and we had to get that too as well. And because of what we do, it really, it sucks when money comes out unexpectedly, right? But because of what we do, that rainy day fund was there, and it was like, okay, we don't have to stress out with our regular paychecks on our regular jobs and figure out how can we save and cut corners in our lives to make sure that these new unexpected financial expenses are gobbled up within a reasonable amount of time without putting ourselves into this crazy amount of whatever.
And we're by no means overspenders.
Nope.
Especially him. But we have learned a lesson. Sometimes when you're too thrifty and you buy the bottom of the barrel, it doesn't last you.
Correct.
You know how nice it was a feeling to be able to walk in, even with that washing machine. And I knew what I wanted. I did my homework on it. And I was able to walk in and say, like, I wasn't draining the bank, getting what I was getting. And it was top of the line. And so, but that's because we work so darn hard.
Yeah.
So
do that too.
It's little things like that you sit there and, welcome to adulthood, right?
Good morning, Grandpa Kevin. How are you? Parts. Woo. All right. So
I'm seeing this even in my field right now. Ooh, and I know someone said they were an IT guy in here. Was that my number 4? You said you're an IT guy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in education. I'm seeing it with my materials and technology world, IT world. Amen, brother. I am feeling your pain right now.
So we're
in shortages too.
So in my profession, as a union heavy duty diesel mechanic, there is a severe shortage of parts. There's also a severe shortage of new trucks being produced. So now we have to repair existing trucks. Now the issue is some of these existing trucks that need repairs, we cannot get parts for. And it's just a nasty, vicious cycle. And there is a lot of stress on the job because of this. And that led to me working a lot of hours this week because things needed to get done. Because sometimes, a truck will be brought in for repair and then we can give them a sub or they have a backup truck. Well, we're out of subs or they're out of backup trucks because other trucks in the fleet are down for repairs or they're just skating by. We have a couple of trucks that we have to allocate a certain amount of time during the week just to go into the programming and reset it because their parts on order. And if the ECU after a certain amount of time texts that these parts are not there or not working correctly, they're going to shut down the truck. So in order to keep that truck on the road, we need to go there or they try and come to us and we need to, reset the system. And it's very stressful for us as mechanics and technicians. And it's very stressful for the drivers and the people who own the money. These guys have an obligation to fulfill. And if they become unreliable and can't fulfill their obligation, then maybe they may lose a contract.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah, so then they're going to look for elsewhere. It is very, very stressful. So that is in my profession, absolutely. And I would say it's the same thing with automotive. Thank God we drive older vehicles, so parts are plenty.
And then it trickles down to, all of our, like, I know number 4, my world, your world. He's the guy who's fixing the truck, who's getting out the products, who's coming to you and to me. And then when I turn around and I hear that a product that's supposed to be getting to the schools is now delayed by 4 or 5 weeks, and it was something we need for the start, you got to sit there and you have to stop for a moment, because a lot of people are quick to, oh, but I needed it for, guys, gals, there's only so much you could do sometimes.
So as far as small engine wise, my local repair shop, that actually one of the few that allowed me to buy parts off of them.
One he gets along with.
One I get along with, okay. Remember, I needed a Honda spark plug, and the first words out of his mouth was, "You are lucky I'm selling this to you." And I was like, "You serious? Are you serious?" I'm ready to just take my ass down the street to Lowe's or Home Depot, who says they have it in stock, and I'll go get it. But I figure since you're around the corner, I'll give you the business. I just need one. You're closer. The customer's going to pay for it anyway. The neighbor, sorry, I don't know, we don't have customers. He was going to pay for it anyway. He charged me $10. And then from there, he was complaining about parts. So we have not seen a shortage of parts. And I'll be honest with you. So what I've been ordering, blades, blade adapters, cables, air filters, air filter covers. I really don't order a lot of spark plugs, if you guys want to go down that reason why. Belts, 0 issues. Skid shoes and shear pins, 0 issues. So I don't, for what we do here, I have not seen a shortage. But don't forget, because I fix and flip, for the most part, I don't have to go to the dealer for an OEM blade. I don't have to go to a dealer for an OEM blade adapter. I don't have to go to the dealer for a Briggs & Stratton air filter. I do not need to go to the dealer for a NGK or Champion plug. I can go to Advance, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. That Honda plug, I think, was like $3 or $4 at Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
I don't mean to interrupt. Paul got called into work today, but he had a few minutes to stop in and to say hello. Paul, it is always good to hear you.
Absolutely. We'll catch up with you on
fellow
Instagram.
Islander.
Yes, absolutely.
Stay cool today.
So I feel that dealers, because they feel that they have to order from Stens or whatever, because remember, they're authorized repair retail centers. So they have to have a certain amount of inventory to keep in stock to be recognized as that. So I feel that some of these shortages are, I'm going to use the word self-induced.
Self-inflicted.
But I don't think that's the correct answer. We are different than a brick and mortar store, just like you guys. So I feel like that's
You're not bound to order from one particular.
Yes.
You can travel around to the different retailers.
Yes.
When you have contracts and bids, that's how a school works. We have bids with certain retailers. When our retailers are bound up by a few weeks, just like my friend number 4 might be. I don't know how your company works, but we are bound by bids. We have bids with only certain companies every year. So when our companies are tied up by so many weeks, we can't turn around and say, okay, Mr. Patay's Performance, you're going to take an extra 5 weeks. I'm going to go to Joe Schmo's company now. You can't do that in education with the schools, because we already have a bid. We have a contract with you. So now we just have to hang tight.
So these clients closed for 2 weeks, might be longer. Enjoy your vacation. Okay. If it's nothing crazy, share why Nissan's closed for 2 weeks. There are some companies that I work for through my job, and they just shut down to give the workers a mandatory break so they don't get vacation. They just do the and then they kind of just reset, and another company or another shop comes in and they just clean everything up, reset everything back to ground zero. So when the employees and everyone comes back in, it's like a fresh start for another year. So, or is it due to parts, or is it due to other things? Don't go crazy if it's something that you don't feel comfortable sharing. Sometimes they lie because they're okay. I understand. Yeah. Hit that thumbs up. Absolutely.
Thank you, Harold.
See, you work in IT, and you are able to fix and restore your snowblower, right?
But he was saying, as far as lying about their,
that was the repairs,
Easy there, fast
Yeah.
fingers.
Okay, so he's in.
Wait, go back up. You go. See what happens
He's
when
on
the
his okay.
when the
Sometimes
mister
they lie.
takes over.
Quick Google.
Easy there, Tiger.
Good morning, KSE. How are you? I'm glad that old lady was able to get something done.
Oh, I saw your post. Yay, yes.
I'm behind on post. I bought her a new lawnmower.
It is our anniversary on Wednesday.
That's right. I was thinking
for those of you who don't know, they'll hold on for a second. They'll appreciate this. We were dating. We met December 11th of the year we met. And, you know, that's a rough month to meet someone, you know, the month of Christmas. That February, do you know what I got for Valentine's Day? Hold on. See? Mr. World War II buff. He's a history major, you know. For Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day together, do you know what Mr. Casanova gives me? This is like not married Valentine's Day. This is 2 months together Valentine's Day. Do you want to tell the folks what you gave me?
That's awesome. A vacuum.
Gave me a Bissell.
A Bissell. It's not official if it's not a Bissell. You needed a vacuum, so I bought you a good vacuum.
If that didn't scream true love, I don't know what does. So yes, he came home. And you want to tell the folks what kind of lawnmower that you blessed me with this week?
No, I'll put up on their community page.
Oh yes, but I got a new lawnmower to add to a special collection that I'm growing.
Good morning, Bill Martini. I had a tire kicker. Okay, so we had a couple of tire kickers this week. Maybe you guys could chime in. And it's not tire kickers. It's very, very weird.
People now.
Let me tell you what's going on. And it's only happening on Facebook. Should I screenshot it? You know, let me screenshot something and I'll put it up on the panel. And I'll show you what's going on. And I could explain to it. Because maybe you guys are getting it too. I have no idea why this happens. I may have a potential reason why. No. Hold on. I just want to show you guys a messenger. I've been working a lot. Mrs. Pate's Performance has been taking the bulk load of the work away from me, handling and scheduling things, which is fine. So let me show you what's been going on. And this has happened, I think, maybe 4 or 5 times. And I don't understand why what this is all about. And I will show you what is going on.
If anyone wants to know what I have going on, normally I'm totally against being on a phone during a live. I'm sealing a deal on a snowblower deal right now. So
that's fine. It's ready to go. But I want to share this with you because I can't. Oh, well, it's not. All right. So anyway, so people look, Mr. Martini, anybody here who uses Facebook Messenger to buy and sell, I am getting serious conversations, serious inquiries, setting up a deal and a time and a location and confirming it. We're going through multiple messages and we're checking in. Then it comes to meet up. We're about to meet up and I say, hey, this is why I don't sell out of the house when I can. This is why number 2, I just don't show up. You have to let me know 10 minutes. When you are 10 minutes away, then I will leave my home. If you do not let me know when you're 10 minutes away, guess what? You are waiting for me to get there because I've been burnt way too many times. So what's happening is we are setting up all these deals, multiple messages, and I just had one this morning. I was supposed to sell a lawnmower 7:30 in the morning. I got home from work almost at midnight. I started my day 5 o'clock in the morning, came home a little bit after midnight, and I got back up, ready to wheel and deal for 7:30. And our last contact was around 7 o'clock, give or take a little bit. We confirmed this morning at 7:30.
Oh, they weren't there?
I wake up, I go to message them, and my message isn't coming through, and a red exclamation mark pops up, and I can't even access their profile. It's like either they're a fake account or they blocked me. But then I go on my other account, my Facebook account, and they pop up. So I don't understand what's going on if people are just messaging and setting up a deal and then changing, or what I'm thinking is, because if it's not happening to you guys, then I think it's self-induced. I do not like low bowlers. They drive me nuts. She gets very upset. if you make me a ridiculous low offer, I am sometimes not a nice person. I will send you to a distant location.
Yeah.
She doesn't like.
I
I'm
don't
not.
advise
I am not.
that. We don't.
I am not.
No.
I am not
We don't
saying to do that.
We don't suggest that on this
But I
channel.
do.
It's a family channel, and ignore what
But
you
I do.
just said.
So that's what I'm. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's self-induced because maybe I sent the wrong
So
person.
you deserve
I
that
had
then.
someone. I had 2 pieces of equipment for $500. I guy offered me $100. So I sent him to a Phoenix house, which is a rehab center, and he actually went.
Yeah. So I just want to say for the record, do not do such things. That's
Yeah,
not
I'm not
appropriate.
saying it, but
I
that's
don't
just something
condone that.
I do.
Not necessary. And
Hold on.
keep your fingers crossed. The missus is
What
selling a snowblower for $5 today.
So I was supposed to sell a snowblower. Oh, how do we get away from there? What happened to the screen? You don't want to go to bring comments. There we go. Okay. To keep things up to par, Mr. Martini had a neighbor drop off a lawnmower for repair. And I learned this from one of the legends at my job, that there is no neighbor, no such thing as a neighbor. A neighbor is when you're doing work in your house, they come and ask for help. That's a neighbor. Anybody else who does not do that, they are not a neighbor. They are a stranger. So a neighbor dropped off his machines for repair and for a tune-up, and he did a tune-up, an oil change, blade, carb clean, all this other stuff. And his bill should be at least $100. I said $100 to $150, because just remember, local repair shops to us, which is fine, is $100 plus parts, and sometimes just a flat fee of $125 just for a tune-up. You did a tune-up plus other stuff. So the tricky part is people like me and you, we have no ground to stand on when it comes to certain things like this. You know, Thomas Andrew says he does contracts, but those have not held up for anything because none of us we're hobbyists and enthusiasts. So Bill, you might have to hold on to this for a little bit, and just if you have nothing in writing, then it's just your word against his. Honestly, I would hold it for about 2-3 weeks and just continue to leave like maybe shady voicemails or messages, because if you move on from this lawnmower and do something with it to reclaim your effort and your money that you've put into this machine, and he has it, and he has you saying it's in for repair and he wants it back, then you can get yourself into some sort of funny legal obligation. I'm curious to when this guy drove by, did you take a minimum fee of your repair fee, or you just dropped it off and say, yeah, I'll take care of it, I'll call you when it's done? You know what I mean? And number two, I know you talked about prices. Did you quote him what the issues were, and then he said yes to the repairs, or you did all the work and then you hit him with the price? Because now you're walking like a fine line. You're always supposed to keep the customer or neighbor, so we don't have to be neighbors, updated. I had a rainy day fund in cash I kept in the basement. That basement was flooded and ruined the cash. Now I need a new rainy day fund.
I like
Easy come, easy go. We can't get new cars also at my dealership. Yes, very, very tough. Just because it doesn't make you any less mechanic. My dad won the Silver King. Exactly. We are seeing a shortage of getting help or people not showing up for work. They think they deserve a free ride from the government. I don't want to go down that spicy line.
Yeah.
But go on my Instagram. I made a post, Kana and Lou, in reference to this. I try not to keep certain things off from the channel, and that's fine with that. And so what happens is that, you could watch the news. You could see X, Y, and Z. You could up social media and see X, Y, and Z and feel a certain way. We want Pate's performance. We're not ignoring what's going on. We acknowledge what's going on. But I want you guys to have something different, something positive, even if it's at the expense of us in a negative manner, right? We had a couple of comments that a guy was like, dude, your video was hysterical because you did not edit out certain things. And he was like, that is the most genuine, realistic video. I forgot what the comment that he wrote. So that's why it was a Honda
Small
Element
ego
video.
men make the greatest men.
Yes, small ego men make the greatest men, and that the Honda Element video.
Harold, here's what I'm going to tell you.
Check out my Instagram post.
We like to keep political world and Pate's performance world separate, but what I'll tell you is this. We are both, through all of this, in both our careers and our side endeavors, working harder and stronger than ever. We are paying all of our bills, thank God. Our mortgage gets paid on time, and we are taking care of everyone around us no differently, if not more, than we always have. I'm just going to put that on the table and leave it there.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to check out something along the lines of that, check out my Instagram post, and believe me, it has to just do something with employment and vaccinations, and just check that out.
God willing, we will continue to keep doing the same.
Yes. Harold Fisher, have people that don't want to get something. Yes. 2013 Apollo 16. Yeah, so we've been talking about used car vehicles have gone up like crazy. So absolutely understand. Paul, we spoke about this. I'll hit you up. Hi, everyone. Deal with the moron for a customer. He could call me every 2 minutes, see if I fix his lawn mowers. Yeah, absolutely. So this is the problem that we face all the time. And that's strictly on me. This is my fault. And like I said, I cannot find the balance. Because I will always try, and I'll be a fixer and a flipper before I become a repairman for outside people. I don't know when to shut off one and take off another, and I'll be backed up, and I will get into discussions with people saying that, no, you can't drop off your lawnmower here. This is not a storage facility. Because in my past experience, that if you drop off your lawnmower, and I tell you, like, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, 2-3 weeks, but at least if I have it here, if I have an opportunity to work on it, and then I'll get messages every so often. Hey, do you look at my lawnmower? Hey, do you look? So now I don't do that no more. I do not do that no more. Nope. When I have the time and I have the space to take in your machine is when you get it. Because then after that, sometimes that leads to unnecessary negative conversations or actions. It's just not worth it. I'm not that. I've learned that the hard way. And you guys, if you guys can do that, go for it. For me, it just didn't work out, and it's the nature of the beast. I feel people are like that because you have my machine, then they think that like any minute or any day you're going to look at it and fix it, and that is not the case. It's the chips that are getting expensive. Yes, absolutely. I know people who do gaming and they mine cryptocurrency, and apparently these graphics cards are out of control. Yes, we spoke about this. Good morning, Mr. Andrews. I can trade for parts or labor. Shops can't. You know what? I've never asked my shop if they borrow. Never. I think if you are a shop, if we were to ever do something, I would definitely barter within reason. If you think about it, that was the first form of payment or interactions in commerce. Sometimes you traded goods and services for goods and services of another. Now, bartering for us really hasn't worked out well. I've tried, and I value my time. They value theirs, and now you're trying to combat what they would. You know what I mean? So it's just.
I do want to pause you on this comment. Keep Zombie's comment up. I will stop you right there because I know you don't. Unlike the Mister's family, my mother's family, there are a few family members that have their own businesses. And for those of you in the chat, please also who have your own business, you can chime in. I know there's some YouTubers that in this world that have talked about this before. You really can't trade for parts, labor, barter when you're doing your own business. You have your shop overhead fees. You have your workers. You also have these bids with these companies that you're paying for parts. There is very little to no wiggle room when it is your own shop, when it is a thriving actual business. So I completely understand why these shops can't do that. When you have the overhead of a lease, a mortgage, and you have all these overhead expenses, you can't be that person. And that's completely understandable. You can have in your mind what you would be as a business owner, but the reality is very different when you're living in their shoes. So I get it. Being a nice guy is a different story. Some of these guys wake up on the wrong side of the bed every day.
Curious to what happens. God, Tom, take Harold.
As Bill was commenting about VW also.
I'm curious what happened with his neighbor. Bill, if you don't answer, that's fine.
He was
I'll hit
saying
you up on
VW
Instagram.
factory is also having issues with their.
Chris, I found an 030. For Mr. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. So we're pretty big on investing, and that's a very poor investment. Sorry. We're gonna learn from your mistake. We're gonna learn from your mistake.
Scott, I still love you and your TT.
Thank you for the happy anniversary. I guess you
you
are a local historian. Your family has deep
Scott.
roots.
Absolutely.
Little to no sales during the state fair. Hey, listen, every time you got to take some time for yourself and your family. I know you're very, very big on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, Bissell, very romantic but useful. See, thank you. My mom, and she couldn't use it. Well, a new drill is a little extreme. This guy is going to piss you off today. Cool, calm, and collective heads will prevail. Thomas, just because he's calling you every other day does not give you the right to answer him. If anything, just ignore his phone calls and return them when you are good and ready. Please learn from your mistakes with the snowblower. I do not want you to spend any more ridiculous time and resources on a machine that outweigh the cost of it. So please take your bench fee, look at it, write up, get something in your mind, even write it down, and then present it to him however you communicate with him.
Thomas is having internet issues.
And then he can make the decision from there. Do not do what you did to that snowblower. Please learn from that mistake. What's a good price? I have no idea. I do not do lawn tractors. I do, but running. Maybe Ken's from Ken Smolenski could help you. Go on eBay. That's a good comparative. Nissan is closing for parts shortages from overseas. They're having issues. Oh my, I'm really sorry to hear that. But hopefully you enjoy your time off and you get to do lots of fishing.
Harold, you going to work on your tan life?
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Prime for a good time. Good morning. How are you?
Good to see you.
He dropped it off and I told him approximately $100. Okay, that's great. And if he approved it and you went along with it, that's fine. If you know it was going to be, remember we spoke anywhere between 100 and 150. If you want to do between 100 and 150, then you could do the repairs. I see where you're coming at. I think you might, if he agreed to it, he says, yeah, okay, that's fine. So maybe, I think between 100 and 150 is a little extreme. I think maybe split the difference at 100, 125. Do not charge anything less than $100. And if you don't mind, Bill, I'm going to go through a conversation. I'm going to tell you exactly what you did to this. I'm going to tell everyone here in the chat what you did for this lawnmower, because that's how people learn, through me and through you and everybody else's experiences. We're big on that. So let me just go through my messages and see what you wrote. All right, so this is what he wrote. Hey, quick question. I had a neighbor see me with some mowers out front and asked me if I do repairs. I took an editorial personal pace. I did a carb cleaning, sharpened the blade, new air filter, fixed the drive belt that came off, and did an oil change. What the HE double hockey sticks should I charge him? I never met him before. He was driving by and stopped. Thanks for any advice. Hope all is well with you. So, in my opinion, a tune-up. Change the oil, service or replace the spark plug at your discretion.
Oh, Rich, thanks for stopping in, bud.
Air filter, replace or service at your discretion. Self-propelled lawnmowers should be an increased price point from a push mower, because we spoke on the channel. What is the one thing that is overlooked on a self-propelled lawnmower? People never pull the covers off and clean all the crap that builds up underneath the covers. That is an extra service charge. With self-propel, you're going to have to adjust cables, extra charge. You don't just say, hey, listen, adjust your cable, that's XYZ. That's all covered underneath the tune-up. The belt, I don't know what you did to the belt, but again, that's covered in the tune-up. So basically, you tuned up a machine, but it's a self-propelled lawnmower. So you are definitely in that 100 to 125 price range. Don't go to 150. That's a little. I say 100 to 125. Don't go to 150.
125. Boom. Done.
Boom. See you later. Love you, bye. Because if you think about it, right? You hope, because it happens. You guys seen I spent more time on. You buy a lawnmower, you buy a self-propelled lawnmower. You're selling that for a minimum of $200. So of course,
Bill just wrote 125.
So
high five.
So when you sell a lawnmower, you service your machines like I do. That value it's that cost incurred or value added is factored into the asking price. So you're right in that wheelhouse. Perfect.
Bill says it's done, cuts, runs, and drives. Yep. Awesome.
100 to 125. Just keep reaching out to him. Don't seem desperate. It's like, hey man, listen, I took you in as a courtesy. Remember the word courtesy. I am backed up. I squeezed you in. So the sooner you could pick this up, I could go back to my normal schedule of getting people in who are actually waiting.
Bill, I also kind of like the word
courtesy.
Good morning. I would actually exactly what you just wrote here. Hey, good morning. It's done, cuts, runs, and drives beautifully. I'm glad I was able to fit. I know my schedule was tight, but I was able to fit you in as a courtesy.
Courtesy. Remember, use the word courtesy.
What time today are you going to be able to stop by to pick this up?
Oh, she likes that. I like that.
I zero them in.
So me and her.
I zero them in.
Obviously, paté's performance can't be done. We handle negotiations differently. She sets up deals. She will be very forthcoming.
Yeah.
She will not put the ball in their court. She will say, hey, listen, we can do Saturday this time. It's yes or no. And if the answer is yes, done deal. If the answer is no, now the ball is their court. I will say, hey, listen, what time you want to pick this up, or what time you want to meet?
He's too loosey-goosey.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want a time. I want a window. I want to discuss price. Because you want to know something? My time means something to me. I'm not waiting around all day for you. Let's narrow down a time. I run Paté's performance like I run my schedule for my remediation business. I'm not going to sit here all day. Because you want to know something? He can sit here and plan what he needs to do. Like, for example, this snowblower for today. I just said to this guy, yeah, we can agree on this time. Now, we were going to try to catch a baseball game today. The baseball game is at 6:35. It's supposed to rain till 7. I don't know if it's going to happen for today. The next day that they're playing is tomorrow. Otherwise, they're not playing again till the end of the month. So we might try to catch it for tomorrow.
We were trying to catch a baseball game 2 times this week, besides the weekend, and it just wasn't in the cards.
So what might be really, really nice if the stars align, if this guy comes sooner than 5 or 5 o'clock, we could still be showered if it stops raining, and we can still catch the 6:35 game. At the end of the day, though, if someone wants what you're selling, you set the timeline.
And the problem is we have this lawn tractor, I have a snowblower. Remember we talked about inventory, about how you want to keep one of everything? The one thing I do not have is an electric start lawnmower. And I have a lady waiting for us. And she knows $300. We have one. We just need to get it going. We just need to do our thing to it. And we need to get that too as well.
And our mantra is like, when someone wants to hand you money,
yes,
you take it.
If I don't edit my videos, it would be days.
Rich already left for auction. We said goodbye to Rich.
All right, so here we go. We spoke about this one more time. Do not, if you are like us, 0 contracts. If you are a free, outstanding business with, do a contract. Do not do that.
Hobby.
Do not do that.
Oh.
It's going to hold up nothing.
Number 4.
How did your contract work with your snowblower that you did for a pair on, Mr. Andrews? I appreciate you commenting, but I'm not trying to talk. I don't want to see anybody jammed up in a situation where they legally obligated can't get out to you because they did something like that. Remember, we're learning. I learned from you guys. You learned from me. No contracts, please.
Yeah. Number 4 asks Mets. Number 4, we're all about catching like a big game.
Common sense are hardworking. We know who you support.
Number 4, we're all about the big leagues. But we've done big leagues baseball. You want to know? You want to know something?
Yep,
we like to support local baseball. So we love the Long Island Ducks. When we went away on vacation, we actually, for the first time, got to see the Newport Gulls. It's all like your Division I college guys playing. It's like the best of your best college guys. It's kind of like the premise of Pate's performance.
We're over an hour, which is fine. This is a really good live. So I didn't even touch on what happened this week, but maybe it wasn't meant to be. We'll talk about that maybe another time. Customer brought me his mechanic. This is a licensed mechanic. All right, so here's the deal. He could be busy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or he could just sometimes, you have to pay. Listen, there are certain things that I have a video coming out on the Honda, and I fixed it. I did all the hard work. It still needs to be done. I wish I would have brought it to somebody else to do it because it killed a whole day, and there's still more time to do it. I was better off paying somebody who knew exactly what they were doing to the T to do it because I would have saved money but there is nothing wrong on tackling yourself. This was a priceless moment because I learned a lot in the process that if I have to do it the next time, then I don't feel that way.
This has taken you long time to get
Number two, I had this argument with my shop the other day, okay? There are certain tech grades in my level. Mm-hmm. Why can a lower tech grade do their job and expected to do work higher than their tier? Why can a higher tech grade be expected to do their grade of work but not do anything below? So here's an example, is that in my industry, and you could see it even on the Honda and Hard Car, it's called a PM. It's called preventative maintenance. Completely different for when you bring your car in for a service or an oil change. They will check things. And if things are broken or this, that, and third, they will recommend repairs. They actually repair it. In our industry, there are times that we will replace or repair things. We will replace or we will take measures before it becomes an issue. There are certain lower tech grade levels that perform these inspections and these preventive measure repairs or these repairs themselves. There is a shortage of that for numerous reasons of these lower tech grades. So the higher tech grades are in the shop and their excuse is, oh, I don't do that. So why is it okay for a higher grade tech level not to work below, but it's expected and it's okay for a lower tech grade to work above? Now, if you want to take this another direction, for years, I believe it's I look at it as healthy. It's just shop talk. There's always this thing where a diesel mechanic potentially is better than a gas mechanic. You know what I mean? An automotive mechanic. And the same thing, there's a battle of the trades of why certain mechanics can only work in one element and not in the other, and others can cross over to in others.
Can I end my
And licenses is a very phenomenal thing to have. I do believe in a sound education. A piece of paper is a beautiful thing to have to declare this and show this. But sometimes that upholds and means nothing, which is fine. It just means that they could take a test. But when they do something in the shop, it's completely different. And I have seen that firsthand. But then also there's people that come out of school with a piece of paper and they're phenomenal. So that's two different aspects that come from that.
Can I add my 2 cents in here and then everyone can chime in? Because so I completely understand from an ethical standpoint where the mister's coming from. I've been in my career now for over 20 years. And listen, I will jump in, and he's been there, where I will work as hard as the new guy in the building, right? I hold almost 12 degrees, almost doctorate level, and I will work as hard as that newbie. I have my own side business, my own remediation business, but I'm going to tell you from a business standpoint, from a dollar standpoint, it doesn't matter if you are in a shop, a school district, supermarket, IT, doesn't matter what. The reason why the guys at the top aren't doing the guys at the bottom work is because why are they going to pay the guys at the top salary to do the guys at the bottom's work? The guys at the bottom, they'll pay all day that salary to do as much as they can get out of them, right? But why are they going to pay top dollar guys? I don't care what line of work you're in. You're not going to pay those guys or gals top dollar to do entry level work. And that's not to sound insulting. It's just business sense reality. You're not going to also, just to put this out there, depending on what field you're in, you're not going to, usually the people who are at the top, at the shop, in the school district, in IT, those people usually have a little bit more skill base, maybe possibly the more, as he put it, papers, maybe, more degrees behind them, certificates, skill base. You're not going to, in a sense, waste their time at entry level work. Now, the reason you'll see me, I get everything I need to get done always. And I never forget where I've come from. I'll always get in there and I'll always help out someone who's starting out. I'll always get in there and get my feet wet. I'm the last person out, always. If I worked in a shop, if I got all my work done as the top guy, I'm going to jump in and help the lower guys. But from a business standpoint, why are they going to pay the top dogs to do the lower grade work?
But if there's nobody there to do lower grade work, or the top tier work isn't there, instead of them doing nothing, they have something to do. That's just the
You're painting a very different.
Interesting. There we go. Whoops, we don't know what happened. We're back.
Whew. He knocked us out the studio.
I have a good week, everyone. Off the bunnies do have an online.
Yeah, we said goodbye to him a while ago.
Where by 0 time. Nice. Very, very nice. Good luck. Looking forward. Good luck to it. One, I found it very nice. Yep, that's running and done. We're playing catch up. $190. Happy anniversary. Great advice.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You. Awesome. I go to the Bison's games
so
at all
cool.
times.
That's like his local.
Yeah, so we used to go to professional bowl games, and due to our change in lifestyle, we just don't have the time to go and pay and travel. I'd rather just go to I'm a Yankee fan by heart.
Yeah.
Mets Stadium is closer and not so ridiculously priced. When I go to Mets Stadium, I became a fan of baseball. I just enjoyed baseball. And then things got complicated and we got busy. So now we just go to like a local Long Island Ducks game, and it's like $15.
And it's a great
and you can
time.
sit anywhere you want. I mean, you're supposed to sit in your section, but it's not strictly enforced.
Yeah.
Food prices aren't ridiculous. We're just a fan of baseball.
And you feel like you're supporting something
different.
So
this week they had 80s night. I wanted to do 80s night. It happened to be a double header. We missed that. Then the next day was Thirsty Thursday. We missed that. And this time is supposed to be a fireworks show. We did that in the past, and we didn't.
It's at 6:35.
So we went away on vacation. We have not seen a baseball game in over a year, and they were advertising the Newport Gulls, and believe it or not, it wasn't even AAA. It was something else. But we enjoyed the game.
Division
we enjoyed
I
the
college.
time. Yeah, it was like crazy. It was crazy.
Think it's great.
So that's just a fan of baseball.
Oh,
Jason, the dealer doesn't want to pay a tech time for an oil change. So I don't know how that works. Remember, we're in different fields.
Hold on.
We get paid by the hour.
I have to
not
do this.
by the job.
Bill, did you and I just become friends? Bill and I are always like.
So
right
that's
on the
right. So
same
that's right. I
page
understand that you guys have lube techs and they get paid a flat fee, where you guys get paid by the job. So that makes sense. There's different, at least in my dealership. I got an electric start and file from a big strat now. Very, very nice. That's priceless. That was priceless. Maybe your customer is a mechanic that's not lawnmowers. Give the guy a break. Absolutely, as I understand. We understand that everybody's different, and sometimes they just rather just pay someone to do it, and they could be doing something else. Some people, there were guys at my job. When I interviewed at my job, one of the first questions that they ask is, do I fix my own vehicles? And they said
Interesting
that a
question.
lot of guys don't. And I was like, and I just thought, wow, these guys make so much money that they don't care. That was my initial thought. That was my initial thought. Dealer change in the fuel cap at 140 sensor under warranty, but would have been $1,200. Listen, you got to understand, you're paying your premium at dealers for a multitude of reasons, so it's very different. Tens of thousands of dollars in dumb certifications in IT. I get it, but then again, I mean, things are different now. With the internet, the world is at your fingertips compared to before, where I remember talking to older people, doing what I do, and the only way to learn was doing it yourself or picking up a magazine called Popular Mechanics, and they would have repairs and how-tos inside there.
But I feel where he's coming from,
You're
because in a lot of our professions, and I don't know about you, number 4, but I know I've got to then, all these degrees that I hold every so many years, you've got to pay to have them, updated for the next how many years. It's a money-making scheme.
Like I said, so when I have money for highly skilled workers, can be cheaper getting it done correctly and quicker by skilled.
Painting.
That's just what are the 3 things that don't go together? What is it? Cheap, quality, and reliable. You can't have all 3. Pick one or the one. Sometimes you get lucky. I'm not here to take anybody and tell anybody what they're worth. I don't do that. I do not do that. I don't like when people tell me what I'm worth. So I don't like people to do the same. If you believe that somebody's overpriced or within your button, that's fine. You get something else. And that's why on this channel, we preach to do it yourself, right? We talked about, right? We work on the house here. I showed you guys on the channel. We work on the cars here, work on the machines here. We just started working on lawn tractors. It's all about personal growth. By starting with something small, then you can work your way into bigger things. Once you understand how something works, even in IT, you have a great chance of fixing it. Because then you could start going through the mechanisms of how this thing works, and you could eliminate these processes and what's there and what's not. Now you want to circle back to what got me really upset yesterday. Yesterday was an 18-hour day for me. My first road call for the day was for a tanker truck. And it's a Peterbilt with a pack car, which is a rebranded Cummins. I do not have a lot of experience in Peterbilts. Basically, slim to none. Do not see a lot of Peterbilts. Peterbilts are very, very nice tractors, very expensive. That's probably why we just don't see them a lot. He had no brakes. And the issue was he would put his foot on the pedal and it would feel like nothing. There was nothing.
Oh my.
So, okay. This was through whoever hands our phone calls. I'm like, is there an air leak? Oh, I don't know. So that's another thing. So I go there and I'm looking at it. I push the pedal and it's like I'm pushing nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's no resistance. I felt I'm like, well, this has air brakes. Doesn't make any sense. Turn on the truck, air pressure builds up. This doesn't make any sense. So there was another Peterbilt in the yard. And I said, hey, man, listen, you going to give me a minute? Are the keys in that truck? He said, yeah. I was like, I said, I am not familiar with Peterbilts, but I want to look at that one so I could see how it works, if it works, and I could translate it into this truck. So then I start the Peterbilt, I look at it. Now I'm going to talk maybe mechanical terms, and I'm sorry if I lose you. It's air brakes. There's this thing called a foot valve, and it controls all the pressures, brakes applied, brakes not applied, excess air gets vented through it, the whole nine, okay? Peterbilt's foot valve is built into the brake pedal assembly. So what happens is you press the brake pedal, and there's a roller, pushes the roller down into a cylinder that goes down and activates the brake valve to send all the pressures to apply the brakes. That cylinder was stuck in the down position. I thought easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. It's in the ground. The truck is nasty inside, So I thought maybe something got jammed up inside and I could lube it up and free it up. That was not the case. Make a long story short, this foot valve is built into the pedal, and you have to take out the interior, take out a cover plate, and then you could access the panel to get to it was a big job. Now, because this is a tanker truck, a one-off unique machine, we don't have trucks like that to give to the guy. So they're like, listen, man, if you need to take parts off one of his trucks to fix it, let's do it. Make a long story short, it was not an easy job to do on the road. And there was other complications that are outside my job. Like, listen, you can't work on this truck. Go here. Job's over. Call tow truck. We'll get it. I got it. The guy turns around. Now, I've met this driver for a couple of years now. To me, Scott Keller can relate. I call him a professional driver. He understands how a truck works, understands what the job needs to get done. He's not a prima donna. He's not prissy. He's a real driver, in my opinion. They just had a truck come back from the Peterbilt. They put a brand new motor in it, and there's nothing but issues with the truck. Leaking oil, leaking coolant. Things were left disconnected, and they're afraid to drive the truck. This is a guy, I'm afraid to drive the truck. Has no AC. All right, fine, whatever. Says, you know what? Started the truck was dead. Jump started it. Found the coolant leak, fixed it. Topped off the oil, topped off the coolant. Couldn't find an oil leak, but I found some residue. And I says, hey, man, listen, do your route today. On the way back to the shop, stop by. I will pressure wash it. And then later down the line, we'll look for a leak. Okay. And he says, can you fix my AC? I says, no, that's just something we do not do on the road. Okay. You could drive the truck without AC. Hours later, transpires. And that's right. I was working in this guy's shop, beautiful shop where they have the trucks. It's like 150 degrees. I'm sweating bullets doing this because there's no air circulation inside his shop. It's just one way in, no way back way out. And I see him a couple hours later. He's in his street clothes. He comes in and I see him. I'm like, hey, you made it back. Because he felt unsafe. But I told the guy, listen, this is what I did. I need you to look for one thing. This is where I think another coolant leak is from. I don't want to touch it to open up a can of worms, but look for this. And he says, oh, hey, I didn't take the truck. I felt unsafe. Internally, I lost it. I was so thank God I was so tired that I didn't how I normally would react. Why would you watch me and okay me to go through this valiant effort to get this other truck running so you could use it, and then find out hours later on the day you did nothing because you didn't feel safe? Why didn't you say that from the get-go as I was doing all these things to your truck? Like, I was just very, I don't know why, but I hate to use the word triggered. I was triggered, but I didn't say anything to him. I was just very disappointed. I was so angry, but so disappointed to the point where I didn't say anything. But that really bothered me yesterday. There's no appreciation whatsoever out of that. Carbs and Cubs around here. Dead. It's nice. Excuse me, my hero. Long time no see. Messaging, emailing, the whole line. Please get back to us. I don't want to have any. We know you are doing well. Now we do.
Roy, you know he can't go long without hearing from you. He loves you more than me.
We were worried. We were worried for obvious reasons. Roy's the boy, fantastic YouTube channel, my hero. Okay, Roy's the boy, right? We all learn. I started painting my blades last year, and I started calling them reconditioning, and I got that from Roy. I was able to increase my prices. I never thought of it until Roy. So we thank Roy for that. Roy, at some point, please message us privately. I'd just love to have a chat with you. Hey, guys, check out his channel, please. He hasn't posted in a while. That's why we got worried. Hi, Roy. Good night. Yes. Everybody's chatting. Yeah. So that's where it's at. Listen, it's been over an hour.
Yes. We have some new friends that joined us today. For all of our old friends and our new friends, we are so grateful for you. If you are not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribed. If you have not hit the notification bell, make sure you hit that so you can know when to jump on and join us when something new is coming out and coming along. On your way out today, if you had a great time, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. And remember, you're never really alone. You always have Pate's Performance family. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of each other. And remember that we are so grateful for you. Remember this week ahead to do something for yourself that you enjoy. Remember that the days are short, although they seem so long. And on Wednesday, when I am loving up on this spirally muffin, we'll be celebrating our big anniversary. And we love you. So on that note, have a great week ahead.
Yes.
Enjoy the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. I can't stress that more than enough. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, guys. Later.
Later.